Now at 5, a gun battle in the streets of Dallas. Police and demonstrators all running for cover. The city on edge for hours as officers hunt down the suspect. The latest updates happening while you were sleeping.
I hope people wake up now and realize what a war zone we're in.
The Dallas shooting happened while people were protesting several deadly police shootings. RTV6 has team coverage on local and national protests over the shootings that have shocked the nation.
Now, breaking news from RTV6.
Here at 5, I want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana here on this Friday. I'm Marc Mullins. RTV6 has you covered right on the deadly attack on police officers in Dallas. At this hour, we've learned 5 officers have died in the shootings. 6 others were hurt. We are monitoring a live news conference. President Obama is in Poland this morning, part of an international summit there, and you're getting a live look at the podiums. We're expecting President Obama at any moment to come out and give his remarks about the deadly Dallas police shootings. What we've learned about that, 5 officers were killed in the shootings. 6 officers were hurt. 1 civilian was also hurt in the shootings. And that we understand that these officers are in a variety of conditions. They're being treated at local hospitals in the Dallas area. There's no word on the civilians' condition at this hour. As for the suspects, we can tell you that police cornered 1 suspect in a parking garage for hours for tense negotiations. That is now over. Reports say police took 3 other people into custody overnight. This was all happening during the Black Lives Matter protests, which the police were monitoring. That was a peaceful protest that erupted when snipers perched in the nearby garages started targeting police, shooting 11 police officers, killing 5 and wounding 6 others. Police say that's when the snipers opened fire. What you're looking at right now, that was part of a Facebook Live session from a man who was just across the street from the scene there. You can see officers hiding behind their cars. 1 officer was hurt in the middle of this scene that was captured on Facebook Live. Well, Metro Police have been following this situation actively, monitoring it on Twitter, and they sent out this response shortly after the first deaths were confirmed. It says, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas community. Hashtag tragic." We will be talking to Metro Police Chief Troy Riggs in our studio at 6:45 this morning to get his take on how this is affecting police in the Circle City. I want to go back to that live view from the news conference, the room in Poland that we're monitoring this morning for you. President Obama is expected at any moment to step to the podium, and he will be talking about the events that have transpired overnight out of Dallas, Texas, where snipers opened fire on shooting 11 police officers, killing 5. There was word that they had planned to shoot as many police officers as possible. As soon as President Obama takes to the podium, we will be airing his comments live for you right here on Good Morning Indiana.
Feed will be keeping you updated, Mark.
Thank you, Lauren. Back to that breaking news right now. We've learned that Metro Police are on extra alert this morning because of the shootings in Dallas. We're told that there is no known threat to Indianapolis or the IMPD, but officers are being warned to stay alert just in case. Good Morning Indiana's Eric Cox joining us live in studio with more on that mayhem. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Mark. 5 police officers now confirmed to be dead during a protest against police in downtown Dallas. This situation now the deadliest single attack on law enforcement since 9/11 back in 2001. One of the victims, 43-year-old Brent Thompson, a Dallas Rapid Transit Agency officer. He joined the force back in 2009. DART telling us this is the first officer killed in the line of duty ever. All this gunfire following the shooting deaths of 2 black men by police in Louisiana and Minnesota. A standoff lasting for over 3 hours earlier as officers tried negotiating with a suspect holed up in a downtown Dallas garage. A total of 11 officers and 1 civilian were shot, 10 of them by 2 snipers who were shooting, quote, ambush style, according to Dallas police. Right now, officers say it's unclear how many suspects are involved, but 3 people are in custody.
We'll ask for your prayers for these families, and we ask that you give our officers strength to catch these suspects.
And Mark, according to the White House, President Obama has been notified on the shooting while on his trip in Warsaw, Poland, and he is expected to speak on the situation within the hour. Here live in the studio this morning, Eric Cox, RTV6.
Thank you, Eric, and we are monitoring that. As soon as the president takes the podium, we'll bring that to you live right here on Good Morning Indiana. As we've said, that shooting happened during a Black Lives Matter protest. As the chaos broke out, people here in Indy were holding their own demonstration. Organizers say this was a last-minute decision, but a necessary one.
It's not just that Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. But for now, Black Lives Matter has the spotlight. So because it has the spotlight, we're using that to make sure that we get the message out that all lives matter. We have to say Black Lives Matter so more people can understand.
Adds that the most promising part of this demonstration is that young kids are paying attention to what's happening and that they are willing to take a stand for what they believe in. At 5:07, the stories of the previous police shootings are still developing today. Late last night, at least 3 people were shot in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just blocks away from where Alton Sterling was killed. Police are investigating what happened. Earlier in the evening, members of the community were protesting Sterling's death in the area. So far, the police department has kept quiet about that investigation. Both officers involved, Blaine Salmononi and Howie Lake, the second, are now on administrative leave. The 2 officers in the Minnesota shooting have also been identified. They are officers Geronimo Yanez and officer Joseph Kauser. Police say that officer Yanez was the one who shot and killed Philando Castile. The Justice Department says it is monitoring the Minnesota agency's investigation into what happened, but it is not taking an active role just yet. There are a list of frustrated people after these shootings, including the ACLU, local activists, pastors, and concerned citizens. The ACLU had a panel discussion on the anger in our country over black men being killed by officers. People say that the same thing keeps happening and nothing changes.
We keep seeing the same scenario back to back to back to back. It's upsetting. It's disrespectful, and I'm tired of it.
Before we get over the last shooting, there's another shooting. There's a protest. There's no indictment. There's no justice. And all we want is justice.
The discussion continues tomorrow. IMPD tells us there will be a community conversation tomorrow at the Light of the World Christian Church. It's happening at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The main topics will be police accountability and the recent shootings and reactions. Our coverage turns down to the RTV6 app. There you can find the latest information in the Dallas shootings and a breakdown of what happened from the moments the shots were fired. Again, we are monitoring the podium in Warsaw, Poland. When President Obama takes it, we'll bring it to you live here. We're expecting President Obama to give his remarks on the shootings that happened in Dallas that hit 11 police officers, killing 5 and wounding 6 others. As soon as he takes the podium, we'll bring that to you live.